I was seated in the exit row. I like to sit in the exit row. I have 1,000,000,000 miles on Delta Airlines. I knew the flight was full, and I was playing the game that you play on airlines. I wonder who's sitting next to me today. A beautiful woman got on the plane. She started to walk down the aisle, and I thought, I wonder if it's her. Nope. Then an extra supersized gentleman got on the plane, and I wondered to myself, I wonder if it's him. Nope. And then I heard my seatmate before I saw him. I heard him because he was talking on the telephone. I don't know why it is, but we talk on the telephone a bit more loudly than we do in real life. Have you noticed? I used to be annoyed by this until I realized you can learn a lot of personal information about people just by paying attention. As he got to my aisle, he was encumbered. He had a roller bag. He had a bag that he was going to put under the seat, a bag up here, and he was talking on the phone, and he was saying goodbye to a child that did not want to say goodbye to Daddy. So his first words to me were actually more of a grunt. He said, like this. And I knew that he was sitting next to me. That's how I found out. And he puts the bag up above, and he's got the bag underneath, and I recognize the luggage tag on the bags. I think I know where this gentleman works. I recognize the name of the company. As he takes his seat next to me, he's now saying goodbye to a second child that does not want to say goodbye to Daddy. And as they get ready to close the boarding door, he's saying goodbye to a third child who is screaming into the phone so loudly I can hear the kid from my chair. Now, I don't have any children, but my heart went out to him, and I felt so bad that he actually had to hang up on his own son, who was crying into the phone, "Don't leave, Daddy." Made my heart melt. After they closed the boarding doors, my friend hung up his cell phone, and he sighed as if the weight of the world was leaving his shoulders. And I turned to him and I said, "Daddy's leaving home, huh?" He said, "Oh, you were listening." I said, "How could I not?" He said, "Yeah, my kids do not like it when I leave home." I said, "Well, how many children do you have?" He said, 3. I said, "What are their names?" He said, "We gave them S names, Sally, Scotty, and Sandy." Scotty's the oldest. He was the one that was yelling the loudest. And I said, "Wow, how old are they?" He said, 5, 6, and 8. I said, "Oh, my goodness." I said, "Tell me, you're traveling for work?" He said, "Yes, I am." I said, "Do you work at that company that's on your luggage tag?" He said, "You're very observant." He said, "Yes, I do." I said, "What do you do for them?" He said, "I'm a sales manager." I said, "How often do you travel?" He says, "About 17 or 18 days a month with 3 small children." And I said, why do you travel so much? What do you do that you have to travel so much?" He says, "Well, I'm a sales manager at my company, and I have to make sure my people are working a full day." And I said, "Oh." And then he got a very strange expression on his face. The expression was something like this. An interesting expression, isn't it? He goes like this to me. He says, "I'm sorry." He said, "I didn't get your name." Like a pirate. "Arr, I didn't get your name, mate." And I held out my hand first because I know the person who holds out his hand first has influence in any interaction. I started to shake his hand, and I said, "My name's Michelangelo Caruso." Now, my name by itself is an elevator speech. He says, "Michelangelo Caruso." He says, "That's a fantastic name." He says, "What do you do for a living?" And I said, "Well, I teach sales managers how to get their people to work a full day." He says, "Do you have a card?" The lady in front of us says, "I want one too." The first impressions are important, aren't they? First impressions are everything, man. A lot of the things that we learn about people happen in the first 15 seconds of an interaction. And yet so often we squander that opportunity because we're not focused, or because we're not giving the other person our best, or because we have so many things in our mind, sometimes so many things to tell the other person, that we just start talking and we forget to listen, don't we?